Last time we discussed the best games in Wings of Liberty, and today we'll cover Heart of the Swarm. This expansion brought us a lot of amazing TVTs, as well as a lot more dynamic TVZs. The best game of 2013 was a Clash of Styles. It showcased us a new TVT, where Bioterran Tager was fighting a fully mechanized army of innovation. The game went down in history as one, if not the best TVT that we have ever witnessed.
Tager would have to stem into this to have a chance to lose the fight.
Yes.
But then that would be a pretty good chance to lose it. Is he actually? No, he's not going to do that. He's going to siege up. And as he rightfully should. Now he is stemming in there a little bit. The siege chain's giving a lot of extra fire as well, but a lot of those bio units going down.
That actually went pretty good for innovation. He got a lot of free shots off because Tager felt he wasn't sure whether or not he wanted to commit. And this was the first bad fight he took against Mech. And there are only so many bad fights you can take against Mech.
Yeah.
Once you are the bio player, sure, you're going to have to trade eventually. No, that saves you a good minute when you actually want to do it. Both players still very even in supply. Tager's stemming in right now, finding a couple of tanks from innovation completely off guard.
Really nice move there. That was really good. He's getting pretty annoyed by this. It looks like he's getting ready to actually make a move. Now he's going to try to clean out some of these medevacs if possible. And oh, actually quite a few of those do get picked off. But this is a huge siege line. Now see, this is how you play bio tank against Mech. This is great.
Tager's doing this fantastic. Wow, that's nice. Oh my god, with only one Hellbat, the innovation. With two Hellbats, he just killed four tanks.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Is there any limit to the power of the Hellbat? That's
even when they're not actually fighting.
Yeah. His damage had nothing to do with those tank kills.
So Innovation strikes back and picks up a couple of tanks, and actually these tanks look very exposed right now.
Yeah, this might be the moment where Innovation can fight back and actually break through. He's got a way better set of vision with all those Vikings. It's really making the medevac stay quite a ways back.
If he drops those Hellbats right now, he's going to get those tanks for free. At least a couple of them.
You know what though, Tager's actually switching into a lot of Vikings right now, but hold on, we actually have Innovation pushing forward at the moment. He's sending his medevacs out. They actually have a lot of Hellbats in it that he hasn't dropped out yet.
Wow, that was a great trade for Innovation, and I think for Tager right now, he just has to cut his losses over here on the south side and regroup his army on the north. That was great by Innovation, very well done. Realized that his army was so much stronger there and went for it. Those mech upgrades really starting to kick in for him as well, as he's on 3-2, and I believe that the tanks from Tager are just on 2-0.
Yeah, that's right, and here we go. Yeah, Innovation's actually pushing forward once again. The siege tanks don't have any cover though. He drops a lot of Hellbats on the rest of the units, but he is losing quite a few of his siege tanks.
Yeah, he's winning the fight on the north while losing on the side, but he did have a couple of tanks to fall back on. So eventually Innovation is forced to pick off, but I still think it's safe to say that that was a very good fight for Innovation once more.
Continuing to push forward now. Tager's stemming, but oh, he's in kind of a bad spot here, trying to split up his units, but he's really stuck in this little choke point.
Those Hellbats are going to die immediately, but he did lose a lot of tanks once more. He does keep a lot of units alive, but he needs a higher Marauder count. Right now he only has 11 Marauders. That's just not good enough, unless you are able to drop on top of the tanks immediately.
Really nice drop there by Tager.
Wow.
And look at that, cleans up a lot of siege tanks, and Tager now starting to fight back. Innovation sieging up at that 5th base, but he's lost a huge chunk of his siege tanks. In fact, he's lost half of them.
Innovation got a little bit too reckless with his Hellbats in the previous fight, and after he lost all of them, Tager's like, cool, that means I can just drop on top of your tanks, because if you have no Hellbats, my drops are going to be really effective. And suddenly, Tager puts himself in a pretty sexy position as he's mining off 6 bases.
And look at this, another big drop coming in. Where are the Vikings? Where is the anti-air for Innovation? It just isn't there. Drops on top of these siege tanks, and this 5th base could be in trouble.
Reinforcements coming in though. Hellbat's trying to make a final stand, but one more tank is going down. Tager indeed is crushing Innovation right now.
Oh my god, and this is what we were talking about before, Rotterdam. Tager doing such a great job against this great mech player that is Innovation. He's holding tight for now.
It's a skill that only very, very few Terrans have in the world, but so far Tager is displaying it.
Well, Tager's still trying to push forward here. This could be a little bit of an overextension, I would say. That's a lot of siege tanks out back that Innovation has.
He definitely has to be careful. You cannot get too over-eager. There's still a Tor as well. Hellbat's coming in. He might actually lose a lot of these bio units.
He might lose some of these siege tanks as well, and he takes down quite a few again.
That was a little bit risky for Tager. He lost a lot of that. These 2 Hellbats, or 3 Hellbats, able to pick up both tanks, and Innovation is still even able to pick up these Hellbats as well, doing that very good. Excellent trade there. Tager does have a bank though. He doesn't have much gas, by the way, which is surprising considering he's a Marine tank player.
You know, he hasn't actually taken too many of his gases this game as well, but look at this. He's still just flying around, utilizing his medevacs, picking off any siege tank he can. and in the meantime trying to defend his little expansions all around the map.
He really needs to take at least one more additional refinery or two of them at one of those bases, because he's going to mine out some of his other refineries soon as well.
This is why, as you said, he's so high in his marine count. He actually just doesn't have the gas to afford what he wants, because he is making so many siege tanks. And there, as we say that, Rotterdam, a couple more geysers going up.
Yeah, something he could have done a little bit quicker, but of course there is so much action all around the map. We can definitely needs to secure one more base. And we'll be like, yeah, that makes sense, but 20 minutes. Well, this is actually a super big drop for Teja, but he's losing a lot of these medevacs immediately. He does get a couple of Marauders and Marines in reasonable position, but this was not cheap.
You know, he's killing a lot of siege tanks, and he's going to get a few of his units need to definitely take another base, I would say. And, uh-oh, this could be brutal.
A couple of these tanks are quite exposed though, because most of these units still going to have to reinforce this army from innovation from the south side, but that's still a lot of tanks. But he is forced to abandon this base, and that's not a big win for Teja.
And look at that, innovation supply falling down once again. And oh, but that's a nice drop there. He just keeps doing this.
Oh, and I love how he's doing that as well, picking them up, making sure that the tanks recycle their cooldown, and then they're all going to fire once more.
Can he actually hold on to this space? Because Teja's coming in, and a big stem does go down. A lot of Hellbats there in the front. They're going to die before the tanks even get sieged. And I'm getting a little bit nervous here for innovation.
Those tanks are pretty damn exposed. The Tor is there as well, but there are still so many backup tanks. Innovation is losing a crazy amount of siege tanks, but I do think that he will survive, at least for now.
I loved Teja before Rotterdam, but after this game, I'm becoming even twice again his fan. He is playing the most fantastic bio against mech that I've ever seen right now. I cannot believe the things he's breaking from innovation on innovation's side. He just doesn't have Vikings. He doesn't have time or money to make Vikings because of how aggressive Teja's being, which is making it even harder. Look at this. Teja is over here, exactly where innovation is not, and in fact, he is definitely going to force a lift again at the 5th base.
You know, we always say that this map is sort of easy to split. I feel that there are so many battlegrounds on this map right now, it's almost impossible for the mech army to cover all sides. And you know, this little funky move, sure, it seemed silly, but it distracted innovation, and that's why those tanks were so out of position. Look at all those mules.
Oh, and look at this. A lot of Hellbats being dropped all over the siege tanks right now. A lot of damage being done, but Teja rallying in more and more units. Can innovation actually break through?
He's picking up those Hellbats once more. He's going to have to drop them on top of the army if he wants to be able to connect. That Orbiter is still alive, and even if all those mules are going to expire, he took away some minerals on the innovation side of the map. And as bizarre as that may sound, that might actually play a factor, because, you know, we're already 10 minutes in your 20-minute prediction. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and in fact, right now, he's going up for that base for innovation. I don't even know what number base I'm on anymore. I don't know what to call it, Rotterdam. But this is going to pull his opponent up. But again, with these medevacs, he can actually lift off
those medevacs are empty.
Oh no, that is actually terrible for innovation to lose so many medevacs. Wow. A huge part of his defense has been dropping Hellbats on the army of Teja.
And we can see Teja picking up those units. Now he's going to drop this base as well. Teja is all over the place. He is bringing TVT to a next level right now.
He truly is. He's just finding every single location to possibly do damage. And as you can see, these guys are both hitting, you know, up and down from even 400 APM I saw there for a moment.
But losing all those medevacs, that's such a big blow, because look at the gas bank. Innovation does not have a lot of gas piled up. He's not able to just muster out 6 medevacs. And as you mentioned as well, he needs those medevacs to drop the Hellbats on top of the army of Teja. That's been his game plan throughout the entire game, or at least one of his cool moves to even out these battles. Now he can't do that anymore.
You know, he can't break siege positions without a lot of medevacs full of Hellbats. That's for sure. That's how he's been doing it every time. And look at this. I mean, Teja isn't actually mining very much right now, but he is stopping so much of the mining of innovation. You know, this base and the 5th keep on getting attacked. This is crazy. I have no idea who's going to end up winning this.
I think that, I really love Teja's position right now, even though, of course, he still has to be careful with those trades. He's going to be able to pick up that medevac as well. Well done. What an intensive game for both of these players, because, yeah, every now and then you play a 40 minutes. There's not been a minute where he could have a couple of siege tanks for 2-3 minutes in the same position. Yeah. He had to run his mech army all over the place.
It is so true, and look at this. We actually have Seeker missiles going down. Some beautiful Seeker missiles coming out of Teja there. That extra gas really paying off. He's starting to do some extra damage with these, and a big supply lead and another forced lift.
And look at this big bio army from Teja suddenly. Like, Teja, where did you get this from? You've been throwing away all your bio units all the time. you know, he's at 120 supply, then you blink your eyes and he's at 180 supply with 20 Marauders and a lot of Marines. It's just like, sweet Jesus, where does it come from?
I have no idea. I think the barracks, but I might be wrong. Now, we actually have a Banshee being made by Tasia as well as he starts to push this back once again. That is a huge amount of Marauders, and we don't have any point defense zones. We have so few siege tanks, and I think he might actually break innovation here as well.
But there are a lot of Hellbats being dropped on top of these bio units every time. It looks like, all right, Tasia's gonna clear everything up. And then suddenly Innovation is like, no, I have a surprise for you. I still have a few Hellbats in my medevacs, and Innovation sort of survives. But that was pretty okay for Tasia.
Painful.
But he doesn't lose them before he picks up that Banshee. But look at that army from Tasia. Look at that concave as well.
He's got a great spread here, but those medevacs, they are back up for Innovation. He's dropping a lot of Hellbats out all over the army, and in fact, those siege tanks could be in trouble, but all of his siege tanks are dying as well.
Everybody's in trouble then. There are Seeker missiles going down on siege tanks. That was a great flank by Tasia, but somehow, some way, Innovation survives again. He should have died like 9 times by now. Every cat would have been dead.
You know, in the words of your famous co-caster, I don't know, Kev, man. this is madness. What is even happening here? Tasia's, he is maintaining a supply lead for the past several minutes, which is good for him. But Innovation, he's barely even mining at this point as well.
Innovation actually getting really reckless right now with 4 siege tanks. He's gonna lose all of them, but he will be able to clean up this little bio squad. But he's taking a lot of damage on his side of the map as well, losing another base. What is Tasia gonna do with those units? Is he gonna pull them back, or is he gonna keep attacking?
Well, you know what? If he kills this base, which is basically what's happening here, where is Tasia really mining from? He's barely mining on these other bases, but hold on, we actually have Tasia coming in and starting to clear it up again.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for these Hellbats. There were not enough medevacs, but now instead the other Hellbats are going to be like, all right, well, let's make a final stand. Let's try to push this army back. Everyone's just picking up units right now and throwing around, flying around. I have no idea what I'm seeing.
It's wild. Look at the supply at this point. This is becoming an ultimately scrappy game, but I tell you what, when it gets scrappy in a situation like this, I prefer the bio.
Me too.
You know,
the smaller the armies become, the better the bio is, because it's more mobile. You're able to pick off a few units here and there. Like this Marauder hit squad has the potential to win the game.
Yes, it certainly does. He's starting to run in. There's a lot of Hellbats still, a lot of medevacs full of those Hellbats as well. But oh my God, they almost get that.
There are a few Marines, not many, but these 3 Marines.
They might go down. Yeah, it does go down. A nice kill there. I don't think it's the most impactful thing, but you know what? There's not a lot of mining left right now for Innovation. He's almost mined out at that top base.
That is true, but what you can say as well is that Tasia has been mining a little bit more throughout the entire game. So the longer this goes on, the more money that will be left for Innovation in the long run, because Tasia has did much more economic damage to him, and he's just been outmining him a little bit.
Well, you know, that's true. In fact, it's going to come down to just the bottom bases in a minute here, I think. And he runs the SCVs knowing he can't stop that. In the meantime, a counterattack down at Tasia's last mining base. He's got so many mules there.
God.
What am I even seeing?
I have never seen so many mules on one base.
Oh my God. Tasia just mining insanely there. And he does clear this base out once again, which leaves no mining for Tasia.
You know, right now it's a little bit tricky as the armies may not seem all that big anymore in the army supply tab, but both players lost so many SCVs that this is basically real army supply. They got roughly around 20 workers. Tasia does have a very nice and healthy lead, and that's how army supply lead. But we've seen before what these Hellbats can potentially do.
Certainly, and look at this. I really like this. He's basically forcing Thors out of his opponent. Thors that can't be purchased right now. Uh-oh, it looks like Tasia kiting back against these very slow Hellbats. He's doing a great job.
That Viking switch is so freaking smart. Now once more, Tasia has air control. This one Banshee is going to be able to kill a lot of tanks, and above all, he's not able to drop medevacs. Oh my God, we don't mind.
Well, Drilling Claws. It paid off finally, Rotterdam, killing that off.
But still, like the biggest weapon of Innovation has been dropping Hellbats on top of that army, which is not possible anymore because he has no more medevacs because those Vikings snipe them all. Tasia is really like just playing next level TVT right now.
He truly is. Look at the supply differential. He might be able to just break him right here.
This has been the biggest lead he had throughout the entire game.
Yeah. Well, here we go. This could be it. A huge drop going down on all the siege tanks. The Hellbat's actually out of position here, and I think this is it. GG!
My God, Tasia!
Tasia with a victory like none I have ever seen.
But there is one honorable mention in 2013, a game that brought many people a lot of joy. It was a roller coaster of emotions, back and forth fights, and it included everything we love about StarCraft 2. Scarlet vs Bomber were fighting to the last second, and this game had an unbelievable ending.
Definitely low. If Baneling's feud is done right now, I feel like he could make a swing outside of his base and actually just try to sandwich us for the attack. But this is that low ground, high ground play from the Terran that we were talking about early on. And here's going to go in for it again. Will Bounce get those medevacs? No,
looks like
where's
one goes down. Baneling speed not quite done. 1-1 just finishing up now. Scarlet's going for the big surround. And Bomber's forced to pull back. This medevac not on cooldown.
Oh my God.
Oh, Scarlet would have had a huge pickup there. Scarlet now beginning to flood drones, a very dangerous move. This is an extremely tense game. Bomber's hardly even established a third.
Yeah, it's down. It's sort of there. It exists. But here we go. Scarlet moving forward. There are no mines also to help out.
None at all.
These Banelings become far more effective. The splitting looks immaculate, but still damage is done. We do see quite a few of the Marines thinned out. However,
Bomber going to be pulling the same tactical exploit again and again and again. And what an exploit it is. The only thing that Bomber really has to be worried about is that he's cramming too many units up on that top side, and this exact attack might shut him down. And oh, Bomber splitting himself up improperly. Where does Scarlet go? Does she defend her gold? Does she chase after? Defense is on the mind for Scarlet, who's taking a 5th base.
To come over here, there's not really anything that can be done other than maybe like a higher ground spore or something up there that might assist, but you know, it's still pretty nasty. We've got, there's some Banelings rolling in from the side. What do we?
At the third, the third.
Hello.
Scarlet,
Goodbye.
exactly what she needs. The counterattack to decimate the economy of Bomber, who is up to 60, now at 42. Scarlet may have done it. Scarlet may have gotten herself the big lead, but it is far from over because 3-3 is still en route.
Yeah.
And unless Scarlet can annihilate this big pack of units right here, right now, I don't know what chance she'll stand. Oh no!
Oh, the burrow, and there's still several Banelings left over, but they managed to get out. That looked like it could have been terrible for Bomber. He did see Scarlet going in, but
Scarlet's carefully dancing around. Bomber does have the supply lead, has a tremendous army compared to Scarlet's. The Marine packs keep going back. Scarlet can't commit and lose all of her Banelings. Although the third is continuing to be under fire, Bomber's army remains incredibly strong. Banelings rolling in, brilliant connections, absolutely spectacular connections, but the Baneling count is low. It is at 0 right now, Marcus, and without Banelings, what can you do against this kind of aggression?
Oh, 3 did manage to come out, but it's just the Lings trickling in and a bunch of
Can Scarlet win with just Mutiling here? I don't think she can. She has to retreat at the last second, and with hardly any mutas left, 13. Oh, Bomber, is he going to be able to do it with just a few dozen Marines?
You know, you have to look at this, I think, and say the gold base is worth sacrificing. There's 2 other bases there. There's not really that many drones anyway. Really, the biggest loss there is going to be the gas.
Yes, definitely.
And, you know, so I think that was smart to pull back. Maybe could have happened a little bit sooner, but I don't think that it's necessarily over quite yet, as they're going to go up there, get rid of these drones and this, that.
Scarlet's picking off the reinforcements. Bomber's worked himself into a corner, but there's still not that many Zerg units here. Here come the Banelings. Is this the moment where the remaining forces of Bombers disintegrates? Is this the moment where the Mutapack disintegrates? It's unclear. And Scarlet has barely broken through, but the supply count's still dead even.
Oh my
84
goodness.
to 67, and if you look at the army supply, 44 for Scarlet, 36 for Bomber. What a game 3.
We'll see how this goes. There's a couple of Widow Mines there. Kill the packs.
Small sets of units being chipped away at. Is this the moment where Scarlet finally ceases the aggression, or where the expansion falls? And it looks like it will be the former. Scarlet repels the attack. Once again, but a huge pack of bio continues to swarm in. Trademark Bomber macro. How is this possible?
It's a great question. I wish I knew, but you know what? There's just a few Banelings left. I think that Scarlet's got to go ahead and get out of this space. There's nothing that she can do to hold it. Now, will they know? Will Bomber know about this other base? Oh my gosh, it's going again.
It's double-stimmed Marines with no medevacs. Scarlet tries to break through the front line, still incredibly close. 74 supply for Bomber with only 20 SCVs. but it's just Marines being produced right now. The medevac count is at 0. It's 43 Marines on the map, and that is it. Scarlet's one lone mining base and her natural are all that stands between her and no economy.
And 6 more mutas now, 4 more mutas coming out, so keeping that muta pack strong. Got some additional banelings as well, and the creep spread has helped out significantly in trying to hold off some of this, but I'm worried about these impending as we do have 13 Marines all the time. An infestation pit to go up the high would be amazing for some investors, but Scarlet's still holding on.
Scarlet's got to begin engaging with just Mutalisks, the worst nightmare scenario. We're seeing more and more Marines pop in. Drone's got to get pulled. It has to be the only desperation choice she has, but it might be the right one because Bomber is only building Marines. There's 30 Marines left on the map. That is it for Bomber. It's drones and mutas, 11 mutas, 10. Can Scarlet withstand, or has Bomber broken through?
I feel like that muta pack's getting very, very thin, Sean, and more Marines coming out. 22 Marines on the field right now, only 22 SCVs, but that's enough to keep that Marine force coming. There's not even full gas being taken on this space over here. And, you know, Scarlet's holding on, but I feel like Bomber with these 10 Marines every single time, eventually he's going to be able to win. That are going to be trickling in. I know there's about 4 Banelings around here somewhere. There's one of them.
There they come.
And here come the rest.
And it's all up to these Banelings. Can they deal enough damage? 15 Mutalisks trying to clean it up. Scarlet needs the space, but Bomber target fires and he takes it down.
Oh, huge victory for Bomber, and that's going to make it so tough. Those bases that were in the southeast position earlier on that Bomber targeted and took out.
Marcus, Burrow is done. That means burrowed Banelings are going to be huge here. Scarlet losing control a little bit with the lift there. This could be it.
Bomber can't afford to scan, so this oh god, the burrowed Banelings are huge. They're just over to the right a little bit more. Bring them out. Bait him. He's trying to bait. Oh my god! Oh my god! A perfect detonation. What we all expect to see when that kind of thing happens. Chasing the medevacs back in. There's some Banelings here to reinforce as well, but that was
what a game!
Huge.
What a game! Has Scarlet done it? 30 Marines remain. It's a dead even fight. Scarlet's been on no bases. I don't believe it.
1 SCV remaining on the map somewhere. Somehow he stays alive.
This
30
is
Marines
the
total.
final push. The final push from Bomber begins, but guess what? The only orbital command is lifted. That is it. Scarlet needs to hold on for one final attack.
2 more Banelings coming in as well. We're gonna get these drones cleared out by the Marines, and just like the most amazing Baneling hit could just be single-handedly it for the game.
The last
Another
scan.
orbital gonna go.
The last scan's down. There are no scans left. Scarlet is going to be on burrow and run. She has killed off the last orbital command. Scarlet refuses to engage without the Mutalisks. The Queen's taking damage. A Queen falls, but Scarlet on the regroup is...
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! The crowd at their feet! Scarlet, the most incredible game I have seen!
In 2014, a really cool game happened between Flash and Byung. They met each other on Way Station, an unusual map with some island locations that proved to be pivotal in this battle.
No way he's gonna save his base. These Marauders are gonna demolish every building.
Base trade time, ladies and gentlemen. You could call this base trade TV, as we see the Natural is under siege from both sides. Marauders and Marines in the main base, destroying the production. And, of course, a giant tank column, accompanied by the Air Force of Flash, is attacking the main base, the third base, the Natural. So, it is certainly on. But I have a bit of a concern here, Artosis, because those are Marauders. They don't shoot up. Byung doesn't have a way to evacuate, and there's nowhere near enough Marines.
Oh my god, I can't believe Byung forgot the lay on your back upgrade. This is terrible.
What?
Just every Marauder.
What?
This base trade getting absolutely crazy.
Oh my god, I don't believe it. Flash had the answer all along, in the form of 5 Banshees along with Ravens. He kills Byung's army. He loses his Natural and his main for it in pretty much all forms of production. But he's now camping the main of Byung. Now, Byung is behind supply-wise, but, I mean, where do we go from here?
Well, Byung is trying to just go into Sky Terran right now. He's really focusing heavily on some Banshees, Vikings, and Ravens. So if with his Ravens and Vikings he can win the Sky battle, his Banshees can theoretically clean this game up for him.
Yeah,
I just don't know if that's going to be something that he's able to do.
Yeah, can it be done? One has to wonder. Well, the PDDs will be going down here, so the remaining ground forces are going to be obliterated very, very easily. Oh, lifting command centers against that many Vikings. That's not going to go well for you, Byung. He loses one. A second one will certainly fall. Again, I think he is buying time, like you said, but he doesn't have the Sky just yet. And he's about to have it. He's got a slight Raven lead now and a slight Viking lead. The air war begins. This is all or nothing for Byung here. He's going to make this down. The Seekers. He's driving right into the middle. The Vikings going into the center. It doesn't quite get them. Byung gets out just in the nick of time. Kamikaze Vikings from Flash. But Byung now has the air lead.
Byung certainly does. He's going to be able to clean up absolutely everything here. As soon as those Banshees decloak or get in the range of some detection, he'll kill those as well. But Byung right now, let me check. He does have 2 Banshees, so he's actually going to be able to clean up these siege tanks as well. This is a crazy game.
This is insane. Already we've seen 2 great maps. We're seeing a third here. Flash tries to track down the remaining production. He sets 2 facilities on fire. He finds another mining base. There is, of course, one over here on the island. That will get dealt with. But Byung has managed to get the Banshees out. As you said, they're not well upgraded, but they're good enough to beat up siege tanks. And Flash is now being pushed back. What's Flash's mining situation looking like? He has an almost mined out island, and he's got this planetary fortress here.
Well,
he's got to go for it. He's got to go for it. This will be the fight that decides this game. The drop right on top of the tanks right there. The PDD's put into position. Byung sort of a bit of indecision there. He needs to pull back. Needs to get out of range of that tank line. He may have to evacuate there. He does some damage, and out he goes with the remainder of that army, and Flash takes the supply lead once again. I would like a counterattack, honestly. There's so little left. I mean, Flash is only mining on one base. The planetary's mined out right now, and Flash's army can really be only in one place at a time. The risk, of course, is that as soon as Flash even gets a whiff of that, he commits onto one of Byung's bases, which Byung will not be able to hold.
Yeah, anywhere that Flash attacks, he should be able to kill, but Byung should be able to attack 1 or 2 places at that same time and probably kill them off as well.
Nice little Blue Flame Hellion run by here by Flash, who is doing some more economic damage to his opponent. Look at this. 113 workers killed versus 114 workers killed in this game thus far. Oh, Byung's going for it yet again. The Ravens are not quite there yet. He charges in and kills about 4 or 5 tanks, then gets out. Those are the moves Byung needs right now. He extends his army supply lead, but the Banshees are wreaking terrible vengeance here on the Marauders. Yep. He knows he's going to have to sacrifice one of those bases at least. He could at least lift this one because it's only a tank working on it, but now he's going to fight. The PDDs are up, and the air war begins on both sides. None of them wanting to commit to a Seeker missile here. They both want to go full on with the air war, and that is an air war that Byung can certainly win. There are a lot of Cloak Banshees here. A scan goes down, which eliminates the Cloak Banshees of Byung, but Byung has the air superiority here. But Banshees are heading in, and they're trying to kill the economic line of Byung. Another scan goes down. Flash needs to move out of range, and he knows it. Does Byung have another scan? I don't think he does.
No, right now he doesn't. He has to lift off, losing his SCVs once again. His starport's under attack. Byung still with a vastly superior air army, but that Thor and those siege tanks can do a lot of damage. Landing all his Vikings right now, going after this army of Flash, but the Widow Mine's coming up and they have
focus fire! Byung focuses fire on the Widow Mines. He kills the entire army with landed Vikings. He saves the starport base.
Oh my god, and he's even going after these Banshees. Kills one of them off, kills the second one off. Byung holds for now and is almost twice the supply of Flash.
What? A game of madness between both players. Flash rebuilds his armory at the 57-minute mark and is building now pure Widow Mine because he doesn't have anything else he really can do. Byung's mined out the island. He's evacuating all his SCVs and medevacs along with the Marauders. He says, this island's done, folks. On to the next one. Let's find another base. But Flash is back. He's found the starport. He's engaging with the tanks. He kills one. He sets up Widow Mines to try and kill the Banshees. But Flash GG's! GG's! Byung brings it back!
In 2015, we were lucky to see one of the most dynamic ZVT matches ever. Dark crushed Dream's economy, but he didn't destroy his will and spirit to win that certain game. This match was nail-biting and it was just packed with action.
He's starting to bring in that parade push across the map. Dark is looking to kind of cut this off at the head there. If he gets rid of one drop, then he only has to worry about one angle. And that was a waste of Banelings, Valdez.
So many Banelings going down for barely any damage.
If he gets rid of these mines though, not focusing on it though, instead picks them up, and now the Zerg army's kind of in an awkward place.
Ooh, and he triggers those 2 mines with only like 2 lanes.
Really nice positioning from Dark. He's going to try and cut this off now. More Marines coming down.
He's got to be careful not to extend too far, especially off this creep. You know, once again, we saw this in the series between Dark and Fantasy in those big macro games. He is so good at setting off the mines without taking barely any damage.
Yeah, he is
all the time.
So damn good when it comes to these drawn-out macro games, where there's like a lot of pressure, but he can still somehow grind through it and keep the injects going. He's one of those few Zergs that can actually just keep it up, keep the pace up, which is a lot of the way how Terrans win these games is they just keep applying pressure, and Zerg's going to get caught off guard. They get caught up in these drops, and they stop macroing as well as they could.
Yep. And look at this. The second Dark is given any room to breathe. He comes in with his mutas. Thank you very much. 2 free Widow Mines, a bunch of nice little scrumptious Marines. He's going to get more and more here, going for add-ons.
Oh, he's doing so much damage here. Empty bunkers. If he can stop the drilling floors as well, that would be such an advantage, because that gets so tricky when they are in play.
He just bought himself so much space there. It's like 1.5 minutes at the Terran not putting on any pressure. And finally now he's going to push. Dark's on 82 drones. He's got 1 million Banes pushing through now.
Literally 1 million right now, down to about 900,000, but he's going to go for more here. More Ling Bane running in, but beautiful splits actually from Dream.
Yeah, really nice. You know, as good as Dark is at fighting these head-on engagements, Dream is just as good.
Getting some nice trades in the mutas now. A little too split out as these Marines. They're not going to be finding a good fight against the mutas. That muta ball is big enough to fight Marines pretty cost efficiently now.
Yep. Waiting for our Banes is Dark here, and now he's going to push off the creep, triggering that 1 Widow Mine once again, not getting too much damage.
He's going to be careful. He's going to have to engage off creep if he wants to clean this army up, so he's going to look for that perfect engagement. Waiting for more links to come out, more mutas, as well as that huge counterattack.
That's pretty big.
That's beautiful, actually. Great decision making.
He wants to, pull a lot of that pressure off here, force those reinforcements back.
He actually got rid of most of the mines with that. Cost a lot of Banes, but would have lost more. And
he can get a Thor. He's just going to go straight into the main, though.
And I guess this will do. He's going to get both mineral lines. It's going to completely put Dream out of position here. He's going to be focusing on defending.
Look at how many links are in both of those bases. Keep a look-see on how many SUVs go down right now.
Yeah, the numbers could get pretty high, especially in that natural. Everything going down. Main base completely undefended as well.
He's doing way too much damage.
This counterattack
is up to 40 drones or 40 SUVs now.
More going down as well. He's getting out of hand, Valdez. Not much of an army down here either. Might be looking for the cleanup here. You got to be careful. There's 1 Widow Mine finding the hit. Oh man.
Oh, I almost threw up, man.
Yeah, that was gross, but still enough after all. More reinforcements coming. Got to make sure he's got enough banelings at home before his stim comes in.
That is true, but the economy here of Dream not in the best place right now. 35 SCVs.
Everything in shambles. Dream has to do damage with this attack. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough now. So many more lings being made. Banelings are hatching as well. Here we go. He's got a last stand, or last attack for Dream, I think, before he taps out.
Everything gets totally cleaned up. One awkward throw is going to be picked up and moved back to the third base. And only now does he get his 3-3. Dark is going to secure 5 bases. He's totally set. He's had 82 drones for so long.
Yeah, his economy has not been touched. He has been in such a dominant state since that, since he defended that first drop. He held on. His macro once again has been flawless in this kind of situation.
Yeah, it's all about those things that you don't see at times as well. Just every single inject being hit.
It's such a hard thing to do when you're constantly fighting a parade push. That's just how refined his macro is something else.
Dream trying to be overly efficient here. Super spread out once again. A huge cloud of mutas still in the sky.
Yeah, just no banelings, no mines to help out. You really need some heavy AoE if you want to deal with this composition properly. There's a couple, but not enough Marines at this point either.
Once again, fantastic Thor micro here from Dream, but
Muta's got to be careful. They are taking a lot of damage and more Marines coming in. A little bit of an ambitious move there from Dark. Kind of resets the Muta count.
He went from 18 to 9 mutas.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Sometimes Zerg players can overlook how many Lings and Banes they have on the ground when the mutas are getting microed.
Keep in mind, 3-3 is done now in every single one of these attacks.
So a little bit more cost efficient here. Still a lot of floors, and the M&M are actually doing a lot of work. The Baneling's cleaning up a lot. More being kind of streamed in there, so Dream's got to be careful about this. He's fighting off creep right now.
Man, so many more mutas from down. He's only got 3 now.
Only 3 left, making 3 more. He has so much gas, but he's just been completely investing in minerals for the Ling Bane for so long, and now he's actually pulling his drones. Uh-oh.
How is Dream making this work?
Great push, man. When 3-3 comes online, it just gets that much harder for Zerg to deal with this in the late game.
Yeah, really got to keep an eye on Dream's Thor Micro at the same time. He keeps him alive for so long. It's part of the reason why these mutas are going down. Of course, part of it is Dark overcommitting with the mutas, but...
Yeah, well, each time he fights off creep like this in the middle of the map, it's certainly a disadvantageous sort of positioning and fight. The Marines are that much more cost efficient, especially if they're split up, as well as if they have 3-3. Just drops down bottom left, actually going to do a lot of work, but man, another huge run by.
He's getting a ton of damage there.
Counter attack.
That drop is going to force a big drone pull at the same time. Force the mutas to go down there. Dream at the same time going for that 4th base in the middle of the map. He's going to take that out.
Almost got the hatchery. It's a little bit trickier now for Dark. He does have a good position in the bottom left base, and he does have nice creep spread around it, so he can deal with it. Any sort of attack that might come that way. But now that 4th base is going down for Dream, things get kind of extended by a long way. Terran has an extra 5 minutes of life in this game. He's going to be mining with that upgrade advantage. The same level of mining, mind you. Banning could help out a little bit, but there are mines waiting.
Dream is always prepared. Muta's still out on the map here, being a bit of a headache for Dream, forcing him to come back.
Careful now. Here we go. Nice lead with one of the Banelings, and everything's going to get wiped out here. Almost. Almost. 10 SCVs and a couple of mules.
That's almost everything at this point, man. Dream's down to 26 SCVs.
Oh, you got the hatchery in the bottom left as well. Ling Bane out of position here. Oh, man.
There are all the drones running away. Doing so much damage here. It's Dream with just a small amount of Marines here.
12 drones going down for that. Economic advantage in favor of Dream now. And that is a scary army to deal with.
Yeah, it really is. Dark never made any transition. Yeah, I don't even think he has an infestation pit at this point. He's going very heavy ground army, tons of mutas, tons of Banes as well.
Yeah, he's just fully committed to this at this point. He shouldn't engage here. He's got to be careful with his Ling Bane. That is a bad place to fight a Terran. Now his new 4th base under siege once again. And he dropped to the main.
Dream, man, his multitasking is so on point right now. He's going to lose his medevac as I say that, but attacking from 3 different positions at this point in time.
This is the scary point as well. This is a very, very scary point. He's got to keep this base alive or he just simply loses the game. Going to get those splits up. Not many Widow Mines in this composition, surprisingly, and Baneling's getting a few hits, actually.
Doing decently, but also the splits here from Dream, pretty nice. And a huge block of mutas. There's only 2 Thors left over.
And one almost gets killed. A lot of Link to clean this up. He's got to get these Thors out of here. He needs it as part of his composition.
Oh, the boost expires here, but so many more Marines coming out. They're going to push the mutas back once again. So back and forth right now in this game.
It's such an intense battle. I can't imagine how these guys play in the team house just time and time again, grinding out games, these 6 PvZ macro games. Down goes the hatchery. This is a big move. This puts Dream up a base at this point of the game. It's going to resume mining from the bottom left now that it's been rebuilt again. So Dark is staying in this. Oh man, Dark lost his spawning pool amongst that as well.
Oh, what?
Now that slows everything down.
This is part of the reason why Dark is so strong in this ZVT matchup. His macro game, his straight up, ZVT is just so strong. And he can mix in any kind of aggressive build at any point in the series.
And here we go again. I think this time must be the last stand for Dream.
Only 2 Widow Mines.
Only 2 Widow Mines. They're so low already.
Here come the Lings. Widow Mine shots will be good, but
oh, yeah.
doesn't look like it'll matter too much. GG. Dark.
And there was another game that was perfect up till the very end. Stardust versus Jaedong.
Look at the Immortals bottom left.
Yeah, sacrifice.
They're on a mission, man.
What else are they going to do, I guess? This is actually very good to just bring down these spine crawlers that are more kind of susceptible to the damage here from the Immortals, and only roaches come back to reinforce.
He needed to get rid of supply, and behind his Stardust, he's actually going to move towards that middle base, that fifth base of Jaedong to try and do some damage to it. The Immortal's not going to do much more, not even going to take out the hatchery, actually.
They kill off a lot of roaches, of course. Jaedong went into
the Brewlords are by
supply,
themselves.
and he tries to drop a storm on some of these units here. The Hydralisk trying to lead the charge with not really much to put for them here, as the Broodlords will continue to slowly push this back. The Blinding Clouds did help. He actually was able to grab the Mothership Core. I think it recalled, but for now, this fight continues on. This Blinding Cloud in the middle of all of this is actually slowing down quite a bit of the damage done here by the Stalkers. They will blink on back here, but Jaedong has taken a commanding supply lead at the moment with more Hydralisks on the way and not getting to the Broodlords.
Stardust is losing everything, and he's left with only Blink Stalkers here against a lot of Roach Hydralisks. And look at this, behind this, Jaedong is getting Ultras, he's getting more Hydralisks.
They're doing so much damage here behind this.
Two Overseers are going to rejoin this though here for Jaedong, who unnumatized card base, so they got there very quickly. Stardust still on only 65 army supply against 131. There's no way he's going to be able to counter these Broodlords.
Though he knew that was his one way to try and quell this ground army, but it wasn't enough. 10 High Templars are warping in over towards his fourth base. The Stalker's going on the counter-attack. He knows he can't save a lot of his infrastructure here, and he's actually trying to morph in a mothership, a proper mothership behind all of this. This is bizarre. Stardust is trying to find an answer, but Jaedong is not going to allow it to him, I don't think.
Yeah, Jaedong's defending everywhere. Actually, there's a few Archons that are going to rejoin the Stalkers here on the right-hand side and really help fight well, or better, against these Lings, these Hydralisk, and everything that was there.
He's going to lose a lot of his bases here. A lot of his probes are going down. 33, the death toll continues on here as Jaedong is ripping apart the economy and ripping apart the bases.
Stardust, he wants to base trade, but at the same time, he's getting the Mothership in the main here, which might help him, because I don't think there's too many Overseers around. There is a few, and I guess there's Infestors here to use Fungal, but I think a base trade is probably the best shot that he has to win this game.
Jaedong really at the moment, considering his round of 32, considering how much practice he
had the Mothership
against them. And
he got abducted and he had to cancel.
He had to cancel it.
A brilliant move, just before he was going to finish as well.
Very well done here by Jaedong, and he will slowly now move into the main base. The one last bastion of hope really here for Stardust. He needs to keep everything alive. The Colossi had to just march on out. They can't do anything about this.
Stardust is going for the base trade. He still has a Nexus on the top right-hand side, but Jaedong dispatched one Ultra, one Roach, and one Hydralisk, one of everything here to try and get rid of that. And I do think that Jaedong is still going to win this, unless Stardust can make some magic happen, because he's down to a very last few buildings. Actually, Stardust, he has a probe on the map and a lot of minerals. It's on the top right-hand side.
Are we really in the situation with Stardust and Jaedong again? Is that like 1 or 2 years on? Are we really here again? As Jaedong is trying to kill off the remaining buildings up to the top left and just get some defense set up.
Stardust swapped in some Zealots to try and catch those Infestors in the middle of the map. He's going to start the Nexus actually next to this.
Oh my god.
No, it gets blocked. Accidentally gets blocked.
Okay, so there are still 6 probes. That's not the only one left here. The Infestors walking on back. If they can start locking down the Colossi, cool, but at the same time, they would be in range of their beams, and that would leave them as really susceptible to extra damage. He kills. He's starting to work on these buildings up towards the top right-hand side. The main base is sacrificed.
Jaedong has very few buildings left. He starts a hatchery where Stardust's third base was earlier. He's just lost 49 drones very recently here.
How many drones does he have at the moment? And none. 0 drones?
This could be his last building.
Oh my god. But he's going to defend it with his life, and he's got a lot of Broodlords and a lot of army supply to keep it alive.
Stardust saw that building with his Observer. I think he might just go straight for it to try and eliminate Jaedong. It's happened in the past. They had one game like this where Stardust won it. It was actually with probes.
Is that the only building? Is that the only building left? That one hatchery? Yes, that is the only building left at the moment, and he needs it to stay alive so he can get around, so he can get drones.
I think Jaedong knows. Jaedong's going to try to catch this. He has an Overseer there.
Going to abduct some of these Colossi, and if you can bring those down, that would alleviate a lot of the firepower. But look how much damage they were doing. They didn't even get brought down during all of this. Somehow, some way, Stardust might be able to do something here. He needs to focus down these Broodlords quickly. He doesn't really have that much anti-air actually left available to him. The Archons need to get forward. They need to bring this down. There's not that much ground army left here for Jaedong. I can't believe what we're watching here. 3 Broodlords are actually left. If these 2 Archons and Stalker are able to kill those off, that might be it. As Jaedong still has an army supply advantage, but he has nothing to deal with the Colossi. I can't believe it. The last Broodlord goes down. Oh my god. Game number 1 here. The Ultras, where were they during all of this?
They were in the main trying to eliminate Stardust, but he's got a base on the bottom left-hand side, so he's going to come down to these last few units.
He's going to kill off the Fast Infestors. That 1 more Broodlord. These 2 Ultras. Can they do it here for Jaedong? The army supply technically is in favor of Stardust. He micros back. He kills off the Ultra. But the Broodlord, will it kill them in time before the hatchery falls? I don't think so. And it's gone. Where is the last building?
He got an extractor in the meantime.
It's right there. He doesn't realize. He's backing off. He doesn't have the vision.
A single Broodlord is chasing 2 low hit points Colossi. This is ridiculous. He saved the 1 Ultra on very low hit points as well here, Jaedong.
Oh my god.
I think he might have done it.
He got it away. He doesn't reveal where it was. Oh
Stardust is mining. Stardust is mining. He has a gateway on the way here. He's got a few probes. This is not over, guys.
Oh my god. These 2 Colossi now, they know where the extractor is. They don't know where the hatchery is. There is yet another drone here for him. And the
Jaedong is spreading Warlocks everywhere. He wants to see what's up.
Yeah, this can't be denied. It's just 2 Colossi.
Yes. 3 more.
He needs to sniff out that base up towards the top. I don't think he's seen it, right? Has he seen the hatchery? Just for... Okay, so he doesn't know where the hatchery is.
Yeah, but he knows he's probably there, I think, right now.
The Ultra is going to walk into this mineral line.
And Mothership's going to come out and say, no, no, no. Don't touch my babies.
Get away from them! Get away from them! As the Ultra will end up running away. I don't think it could have even got behind the mineral. Stardust! Oh my god! GG! What a game!
And that's it for Hollow the Swarm. If you think there is more to it, name your favorite matches in the comments and don't forget to check out Wings of Liberty games. And as usual, have a nice day and see you next time.